Welcome to How Preschool Teachers Do It.
This is Alison Kentos. I am an early childhood educator.
And this is Cindy Tarabush. I am an early childhood consultant.
This podcast is for parents and early childhood professionals.
Let our experience and research-based knowledge become your guide. Hi, preschool peeps.
Hi, peeps.
We often dress like we're in the same band or something.
And we do not discuss.
We don't.
I seriously took what was on the top of my pile today and put it on.
I took what was easy for me to get to.
Yeah.
Basically. And yeah, I don't know how we
It happened the last time, too. We had 3 people here last time. We were all dressed in dark color.
We were. We had 3 people here the last time we recorded. If you're like, you had 3 people there, go back in the episodes, folks.
You should already know that if you're watching. But yes, we had 3 people, and it was amazing.
You have to go back about 4 episodes.
Yeah,
right?
I think we should bring them back.
Maybe. We have to go back about 4 episodes.
Yes.
And then you'll find the third person.
Yes,
and no, we're not doing interview format. That's not what it was. So don't email us about your interview person, please.
We did 2 episodes.
It's a waste of your time. What?
We did 2 episodes with that person.
We did. All right. Well, they'll go back.
And they were amazing episodes.
They'll go back. Yeah, they were. All right.
Yeah.
We're just going to stop talking about it so you go back and listen.
But I do want
or
to bring
watch.
them back.
If you want to see the third person, you need to go to YouTube. And when you're at YouTube, please click like and subscribe to get the algorithm to us. All right. Mm-hmm. But that's, we don't usually start this way. We usually start with where in the world and the country we're in are people listening to us.
All right, and we are shouting out today Nigeria. We've never shouted out them either.
That is so exciting to me. I think of Nigeria as like further away than it is, really. But
I agree, but I don't think it's that far away.
I don't think it is.
No, I don't think it's that far away. And we are also shouting out Kansas, the entire state.
That also is exciting to me because that is a little bit far from us from the United States.
Well, because Kansas is like in the middle.
And we are on a coast.
So yeah, it really is far away.
We are on a coast.
Yeah.
So thank you, people of Nigeria and Kansas. We're glad you're our preschool peeps.
Yeah.
Go get some more. Bring them in.
Yeah.
Tell them to come on in. The episode that we are here for today is based on a quote that I heard that I immediately got into my WhatsApp app and recorded for Alison because I said, oh, we have to talk about this. But I heard it not in an early childhood way. I just realized it related.
Well, I'm realizing lately we have been hearing things in the non-educational world that for us, because we're educational people, click in our head as an educational thing.
Yeah, that's like, where my mind always goes.
Always. But like, it's happening more, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe we're exposing ourselves to better things. So here's where it comes from. I think I may have mentioned in a prior episode that for a while now, I've been doing participating in a lifestyle weight management lifestyle change thing. And no, it's not the injections.
Right.
Actually, it's calorie counting, weighing your food, measuring your food, calorie counting, and walking a solid hour every day.
Yeah.
Okay. And they also have these wonderful videos that teach you about how your brain works and why you do the things you do and how to make new habits and help you make those new habits. And it truly works. Yeah. And I'm going to give them a shout out, not because I get anything for it and they're not sponsoring us, but just because I'm so grateful for the program. Right. It's called Body Slims, like one word, Body Slims, and it's fantastic. And here's something they said during Body Slims in reference to being healthy.
Right.
In reference to being healthy.
Like lifestyle change.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle change and doing things that are actually healthy for you.
Right.
Here's the quote. And I'm looking over to the side on YouTube because I have it written there. Sorry, folks. I have another screen. The quote is, "The magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding." And I hit pause on that video. And I thought, yes, the magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding.
Yes.
And they also always say, it's simple, but it's not easy.
Okay.
And I think the simple but not easy thing is the magic you're looking for is likely in what you're not willing to change.
Yes, and a simple change can make a world of difference, is what they're saying. Yes.
Very good.
Okay. Yay.
That was
got
great.
it.
Yay. I'm glad I communicated it well.
Yeah.
So it's simple to say, okay, obviously this is what I need to do, and then to do it is not easy. Mm-hmm. There are so many situations in early childhood programs when people are looking for magic. They're looking for, and I know it because I'm hired for professional development. They're looking like, Cindy, give us the magic to dealing with this behavior, or give us the magic to making this curriculum more comfortable for everybody, or give us the magic to make people who don't want to change. And there never is any magic, really, because the magic is what the people are not willing to do. Which is change. So if we were to do a linear equation here.
You're going to do math?
I am. Okay. We know about me from the last episode.
It's going to snow tomorrow.
I know.
Okay, and it's summer.
Okay. So if we were to do this in a linear way.
What a way to change.
The magic. There is magic then. They're saying there is magic in that quote. The magic is the change that you don't want to do. So let's think about what that looks like in practical terms in an early childhood program. Okay.
Let's do the examples.
Let's do some examples. For example, your large group time has not been going well. The children are not attentive. They're walking away. There's a lot of distraction. Maybe they're on the floor rolling around and touching each other. It's just, you're thinking large group time
fully described
is like...
Group. Okay, well, because it's the end of the year, so we're kind of like, we're done.
So large group time is like the bane of your existence, right? Yeah. And you're thinking, this is just not going well. But then every single day, what humans will do is go in and do the same thing over and over. Don't they also say that the definition of insanity is expecting a different result when you do the same thing over and over?
Yes.
So we go in and we're still doing the same thing. We're still going in, we're doing the age-old thing, and we're doing it and doing it and doing it, and we're struggling because the kids aren't paying attention. Here's the thing. You have to change what you're doing in large group. And I mean, drastically change it.
Yes.
That's what I mean, don't just go, we'll sing their favorite song. No, I'm talking about change the whole thing you're doing.
Change the whole thing.
Change the structure of it. Say to the children, we are going to try something new and exciting today in large group. And instead of talking about the things we've been talking about, I'm going to let you talk. Tell me what you did yesterday when you went home. Or instead of doing the things we've been doing, we're going to not do that today. And instead, I'm going to pass around some things and give you some things to hold that might interest you. And we're going to talk about them.
Talk about them.
And that's my large group for the day instead. And if the children are more engaged, in fact, after doing this a few times, after they get over the shock that you were willing to change, after you do it a few times and you realize this is more engaging, then you found the magic.
Yes. Okay. I only say that because I just recently experienced this, where my large group was going by the wayside.
Sorry to hear it.
It's the end of the year. I have a couple children that have challenging behaviors, and they were just rolling around, and then everybody was kind of, all right, anyway. So one day, and sometimes it's a wackadoo idea that you're like, this is wacko, but we're going to do it. And one day a kid came in, and he wanted to show his new socks. Okay? He had these cool socks on, which turned into like, everybody wanted to show their socks. So now, instead of singing that song that we've been singing every single day to say hello, and they're bored, we show our socks, okay?
I love that.
So, and we say, oh, hello, Cindy. What sock do you have on today? And that was how we said hello to everybody. And that kind of got them more interested. I'm like, hi. They come in asking, are we going to show our socks today? And they're coming in like purposely wearing cool socks so they could show them off. Even teachers who come in are like, oh, you're showing socks? Look at these socks. Like, because we're now the sock room, I guess. But it got them into like, hey, now I want to sit here because I want to see everybody's sock. And if I sit here, then I get to show my sock. So it was a wacko idea. Like, people are like, you show your socks? Like, you let them take their shoes off? I'm like, yeah, we have rules about it, too. Like, you take one shoe off, you put your foot like this, you have to try to put your shoe back on afterwards. If you need help, I'll help you, but you have to try first. It turned into this whole thing, and that's our large group most days. Or sometimes it's just talking, like, if, like, it's been they're wearing less socks now because it's warmer out now. So they're like, well, I didn't wear socks today. I'm like, all right, we're just going to talk about, hey, what'd you do yesterday? What'd you eat for dinner last night? And we go around, we're like, hi, Cindy, what'd you eat for dinner last night? You know, like, just so they can remember things from previous days too. Like, that's it. Okay, moving on. They like it much more. It's more about them.
It should be about them. Let's give another example. I have another example.
Yeah,
another example.
Yeah.
I have another one. Here's another example. Cleanup time.
Oh yeah.
Cleanup time has just not been going well. We sing a song together. There are some really cool new cleanup songs too, by the way.
Yes.
So we put on the really cool song, we sing it, then I tell them, okay, we need to put the things back on the shelf, but they're not doing it. And I'm the only one cleaning up. Me and one other child who loves to clean up are the only people cleaning up. Everybody else is just like running around the room.
Yes.
The magic you're looking for is the work you're avoiding.
Yeah.
So what we need to do then is think about, what do I need to change here to encourage the children to clean up more? Like, why do I have this massive cleanup time at the end when actually what I could change is that I'm ensuring they're cleaning things up as they move along during free play?
Yes.
Like, maybe you haven't tried that, and I'm avoiding it because
it's a lot to ask.
It's a lot. It's a lot of
to
adult managing. But okay, or maybe that cleanup song is just distracting, and I keep playing it because it's cleanup time, and I haven't even given it a lot of thought, and now I realize the magic is what I'm avoiding. I have to avoid like playing that song because obviously playing the song just riles them up.
Yes. But also sometimes with things like that, why not ask the kids? Like, what would help you clean up?
I beg you. I beg you.
What would help you? Because sometimes it's something simple that they know, but they're not going to, unless they're asked, they might not tell you. So it might be like, yeah, we don't want that cleanup song. We want a timer. We'd rather have a timer. We want to beat the timer. We want to see the numbers go down. Maybe. Try it. Okay.
Maybe.
So we'll try it for a week and see what happens. Maybe.
I have another example. They're all coming to me now.
So
and by the way, we
Yeah.
didn't plan these
No,
examples
we had
at a
no
time. We said,
idea.
let's just riff it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to let you know that every episode is pretty much riff.
It is.
Okay,
We are totally unedited.
Yeah.
And we're making it up. No, we're not making it up. It's
Not
based on
making it up.
research. Sorry.
We know
we're
what
coming
we're
up with
talking
we
about.
do.
We just we don't script it.
All right, that was poorly stated. That's how you know we're not unedited. So here's my other example. Either children are not progressing in their skills, or the same challenging behavior seems to be being exhibited over and over and over again. And the thing that I've been avoiding is documenting it. I've not been taking my anecdotal notes. I've not been entering those notes into whatever software my program might or might not be using. I have not been taking audio recordings, video recordings, images of the children doing things. I have not been doing my analysis of behavior on paper.
Yes. And when you don't do that, how are you going to get help for that child? So the behavior's never going to change. So you can't figure out triggers, predict behavior. There's reasons There's
always a reason for the behavior.
There's reasons also for documenting. So that you can then maybe predict but right before it's going to happen, so that you can help this child.
When I teach about behavior, I always talk about the importance of documentation.
Yes, document it.
There are, and I've said this in prior episodes, there are people out there trying to sell you the magic to children's behavior. Wait, let me say it again. The magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding.
Yeah.
If they don't come in and say you're avoiding doing this, and it's probably documentation, because you're busy. You're busy in your classroom. You're trying to interact with the children.
I get it.
I do too. I get it. I get it.
Documenting is a lengthy process. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah, I get it.
You guys don't always have the time. It might take up, if you do get a prep, it's going to take up your entire prep, and you're like, I got other things I need to prep, and it is hard. It is hard.
If you do not document the behavior, if you do not document the skill levels of children and what they're showing you they can do, if you do not document the quotes for verbal children and what they say to you, you're going to have no evidence of anything you're saying to families, administrators, anybody. You need to document because your brain doesn't keep details.
Yes.
And you need to document so that you can look for patterns. And you need to document so that you can watch over time. Like, what was this child saying in November, in January, in March? Mm-hmm. Has the language actually improved a bit?
Right.
If you don't document it, folks, the children are not going to progress as much as they potentially could.
Right.
If you don't document it, you're not going to know the triggers or the functioning of a child's behavior. Mm-hmm. If you don't document it, you're losing the patterns and the details. And so when that snake oil salesperson comes to your program and says, hire me so I can teach them the magic to behavior, you can look right at them and say, no, thank you. The magic isn't what we've been avoiding doing. Yeah. We know that.
Yeah.
We know it.
Right.
Right? I think in my personal life too, right? The magic is in what I avoided. So I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, I weigh and measure all my food now. Yeah. I avoided that for the majority of my life.
The majority of my life, I avoided.
But now
people.
I'm actually, I'm actually eating
yes
the right
things.
portions.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
I'm eating the portions that are human, not what the restaurant thinks I should be eating, or not what my eyeballs think I should be eating.
Eyeballs, because they've supersized our lives, basically, in America. It's all supersized.
Yeah. So
and that tricks your brain. It tricks your stomach.
Going back to that comparison.
Yeah.
I also weigh myself every single Wednesday.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, when you're not sure you want to see that, you would avoid it.
Yeah.
In our classrooms, do you sit at the end of a topic you're teaching and reflect on it and take notes for next year? Because if you don't, that's why it also didn't go well next year. Or is it going to go well next year? It's why it didn't go well the year before last and this year. Right?
Right.
A lot of it has to do with self-reflection, documentation, the willingness to change. That's where the magic is.
Yeah.
The magic is not in doing things like ignoring children.
Yeah. Because, okay. In my school, we are often told to ignore that behavior.
It's
and so for a while I'm like, all right, well, if they're telling me to ignore it, I'll do it. And then I get heartbroken because I can't ignore them. And once I have a student who can get very angry. Okay, so, and I'd be like, all right, go to the corner and I'll just ignore you. But then I felt horrible because I'm like, he's not working out the anger, right? So then I stopped doing that and I started actually going to him, so that when he felt anger, he knew, okay, I can go to her. And his behavior has changed. Yeah, I'm not saying he still doesn't get angry. He knows how to handle it better, but I think it's because he knows he has somebody safe he can go to, when the entire school and all the administration was like, just ignore him.
If we ignore it,
right? Like, that's wrong.
It doesn't give the child the thing that they need. All behavior is communication. So, they always need something.
I also think, like, as a teacher, when you're told by your administration to ignore it, you feel like you have to. And to me, all right, I'll try that if that's what you think is going to work with him. But then if in your heart you're like, this isn't working.
Also, it didn't work.
It didn't work. And I also feel like I was avoiding, like, my true self as a teacher by ignoring him. And I was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't care what they say. And I'm going to go to them and say, your ignoring didn't work, and here's what we've done, and now it works. I was avoiding things, but it was different. It was like ignoring what I really, truly believe.
If we're ignoring, here's a question. Yeah. If we're ignoring, then what are we avoiding? We're avoiding addressing it head on.
Yeah, well, yes.
We need to address things head on.
Isn't the goal to teach the children how to handle these situations? And if you're ignoring it, are you teaching them anything?
No.
How are they going to, the next time the situation occurs, they're going to just have the same reaction.
Wait, I'm wrong. If you ignore it, you are teaching them something. You're teaching them they are insignificant. They're not worthy of your attention. Matter.
Right. Yeah, that you are not a safe person I can go to.
You're not worthy of my attention.
Yeah.
You're teaching them negative things about themselves.
Right.
So you are teaching them something.
You're teaching them that you are not a person they can go to. And I always want to be a person they can go to.
Yeah. You're teaching them, I don't care about you and your feelings.
Yeah.
And you're insignificant in this space.
Right. Right.
Let's not do that.
Yeah.
Let's not do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the quote one last time before we leave this episode, because my experience is that when there are really good quotes, people are like, no, say it again or show me again, because they want to write it down.
Yeah.
The magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding. Body Slims 2025. There you go. Cited in everything.
There you go.
All right, preschool peeps. Don't forget to go to Facebook, to the How Preschool Teachers Do It podcast page. Don't forget to check out our website.
Yep. Do that.
Allison has more things for you to check out where she moved over on YouTube.
Yep.
You can see a QR code. You can scan that QR code with the camera on your mobile device. And we will catch you next time on How Preschool Teachers Do It.
Bye, Dee.
Bye, peeps.